Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Lottie Loves Paper. I'm using the really fun Pebbles Spoooky collection, which is obviously a Halloween collection. We love Halloween in my house, so I have done tons of Halloween layouts already, and it's not even Halloween yet, I don't think, or it isn't at the moment. I don't know if it is when this goes live, I can't remember. But yeah, so I really don't have a lot left of this collection. I've used most of it already, so I'm just dealing with the last few bits of paper that I have. So I've got this one sheet here that's got the pumpkins all over one side and the black and white dots all over the other side. I decided to trim it down and cut it in half and have half of my layout with the polka dots and the other half of my layout with the pumpkins. Now the reason I did that was because I feel that Halloween layouts should be full of fun pattern papers. Normally I end up scrapbooking on black when I'm doing layouts, Halloween layouts, or quite often I just have large amounts of the fun colours on the page. So I thought I would do that here, but I was just not comfortable using the pumpkins as a full sheet. They were slightly crazy, so I thought by having the black and white polka dot in the top, that would give me kind of an area of solid colour rather than the pumpkins, which are very spaced apart and have a white background. So I'm doing half of them at the bottom, and then at the top I'm going to have that black and white polka dot. I've distressed the edges of both and I've put it onto a piece of white cardstock. Now the reason I went for white rather than black is because these photos are daytime, they're not dressed up, they're not really spooky. This is kind of fun Halloween baking. We made some fun pumpkin biscuits and ghost biscuits, and yeah, basically had lots of fun making Halloween style cookies. So this was not a layout with them all dressed up being kind of crazy, so I went for a white background instead of a black one. So there you go. I wasn't aiming for overly spooky, basically, was the point of that. So you can see at the bottom there I'm folding up the corner. That was to bring in more pattern. I know it's the same as the pattern at the top, but just to bring that. And also so I could use this black pom-pom trim that I have. I just thought that would be a good fun thing to use. So I have tuck that along the bottom folded up edge, and I'm going to stitch that in place so that it doesn't go anywhere, and then my photos are going to be tucked under the fold, or certainly one is. So as I'm making this layout, I'm thinking how hard it is to embellish on top of those pumpkins, that pumpkin paper. It's really tough. I just put a pumpkin there, and of course it's a pumpkin against pumpkins, so that doesn't look great. So I had to find other ways, other things to do. So I've put a big white ticket there at the moment that says "Have a Wicked Halloween," but I don't like that either. Even though the white would have given me like a big separation between the pumpkin paper and the embellishment itself. Unfortunately it just didn't quite look right, so I now got nothing there, so I'm still undecided as to what I'm going to do. So this is a few minutes on. I have stitched around the top section and the bottom section, including the fold, and the pom-pom trim is now definitely not going anywhere. I'm mounting my photos onto journaling cards from the cut apart sheet, and distressing the edges. I'm going to get those stuck in place, and then I really am going to have to make some decisions about how I embellish this layout, because it is very busy with that pumpkin paper at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to have to go through my ephemera to work out what will work, what I can use, and that will give me that separation between the photos and the pumpkin paper. So and then I kind of thought that really I should take my embellishments up to the black bit, because the black section is way easier to embellish on because it reads as a solid rather than the pumpkins don't. They're a big pattern with white space in between them, so the top section definitely reads more of a solid and is way better at making the embellishments stand out. So you can see that I just pulled out the word spooky. That is from the spooky ephemera, and I really like that as a title. I like the fact that it's different coloured letters, but the Pebbles ephemera seems to have a lot of white background on it, and I decided to cut out the letters so that I could make them closer together and have less of the white showing. I still wanted some. I wanted a white border, but I mean, they're quite big white borders on the Pebbles ephemera, so I just wanted to trim that down, cut the letters apart, and then that will give me a word for my title. So spooky. I'm just adding foam pads to the back of those letters, and then I'm going to turn them over and get them stuck in place. I've also got the word bakes I think they are Hey Pumpkin letters from last year. Don't quote me on that, but I think they are. Thickers. They're black with a silver trim going through them, and then together that makes spooky bakes. So that's perfect for my title. I love that tag that I've just put to the right of the photo. It's black with gold writing. That's from the ephemera spooky collection that says something wicked this way comes. At the top there, I'm adding I've got a circle that says gimme some sugar. That actually is going to go further down, but at the moment it's going to stay up there. I'm just still trying to figure out where everything's going to go. So yeah, always have to do a bit of rearranging, don't you? So I certainly do before I ever stick anything down. Right, I've added some ghosts at the bottom left corner. Now, the fact that they are white works quite well because it gives quite a bit of separation between the pumpkins. So those ghosts look quite cute on that corner, and they're facing in towards the photos, which is a bonus. I found in the ephemera three little pieces of three little ephemera donuts, spooky donuts, of course. I have trimmed them down a bit because they were all stuck together, and then they therefore had that big white border again. I've just trimmed them down a bit. One's a white donut with a face on, that's at the top. One at the bottom left is like a candy cane colour, and then the one bottom right, which it's where have I added it? It's going to get moved. It's not there at the moment, but it's currently at the left of my photo. It's going to get moved over to the right hand side. That's a green donut with 3 eyes and devil horns. That's pretty cool. They were great because obviously the layout is about cookies, so it's nice to have food items on the layout. Okay, so just carrying on, adding my bits and pieces, the ephemera pieces, stickers and things. Just keep trimming down those Pebbles ephemera pieces because their white borders are quite large on some pieces, not all of them, but some pieces. So I've continued to do that. I'm raising up quite a few bits on foam pads. I've added lots of embellishments all along that black piece at the bottom, going over my photo. There's my little green donut. You can see him there going over to the right. Because the embellishments stood out really well, sitting on that black section rather than to the left over on the pumpkin paper. At the top there, I've just added a little phrase piece of ephemera that says Hocus Pocus. I've got those 2 circles at the top. One's a mummy, one is the donut, the white donut, and then you can see the gimme some sugar has moved to the top of my photos rather than at the top where the mummy now is. So that's cute. I embossed, no I didn't, I distressed the edges of that circle as well, just to give it some texture and make it stand out a little bit really. At the top there I've just added a little sweetie that's from the sticker sheet, and a spooky looking moth. I love him. He's from the ephemera pack and he is gold foiled. I'm also added a spider web top right, that's from the sticker sheet, also gold foiled. This collection really is beautiful. I love the fun elements, the real cute things, and then some of them are gold foiled as well, so even better. Okay, so I added a little donut at the bottom there, another one. I found an extra one on the sticker sheet which was black, so I've just put that on the black piece of paper as well. So just building up my donuts, because why not? Trying to fit in this word that says Halloween, so that's again from the ephemera pack, so I'm just going to stick that in place there, tuck it under the top of my title and over one of the donuts. So yeah, I mean, I'm just carrying on really. It's building up, nearly done, to be honest. There's not a lot left to do. I've got this other strip of paper that says, of ephemera that says October, so I thought I'd see if I could get that in, and I opted for bottom left of the layout. Yeah, I really am nearly done now. I'm just going to put in some gold twiddles of thread, so I'm going to tuck those under the right hand side. I've got a candy corn embellishment there, and of course the folded up piece of paper, so I've just put one there. And then over on the left hand side behind the photo and the ghosts too, so that's my little gold twiddles in place. I'm just making sure that my photos are stuck down at the top, because quite often I stick my photos at the bottom with tape, and then with the intention of raising the tops on foam pads, but I tend not to commit just in case I want to tuck anything under. So then sometimes I end up completely forgetting to stick my photos down and they've only got this tiny bit of tape at the bottom. But I did remember on this occasion to stick those top edges down. Okay, so just adding some splatters of black Indian ink now to the right and the left of the photos, those little clusters there. I'm not going to add any at the top because it's black paper anyway, so it probably won't show that well. So yeah, just and that's it. That's me completely finished. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that layout. Thank you very much for joining me. Do check out the Spooky collection by Pebbles at Lottie Loves Paper, because it's awesome. Thank you so very much for joining me. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper.